Hey party people, it's tech-Nic, and today we're going to look at some super fun walkie-talkie wristwatches. Let's go! Now I understand, right? Like, why in the world does anybody need this? But here's why we felt like we needed it. Because when we're playing airsoft, we wanted to be able to communicate in teams and actually use this for tactical purposes. So I'm not going to say how many of these we bought. I'm just going to say that we're probably FreeTalker's favorite customer. So even though we're going to unbox with you right now and you get to see a first glance, we've actually already played with these and can talk to you about performance. Now, it is just a wristwatch style. So if you're an 80s kid and you used to go rocking that calculator watch, this is going to make you feel kind of at home.
I'm a nerd.
Now, because we're going to be out and, tagging each other in the woods, that sounded really weird. We're going to be playing airsoft together. Ours are camo, so they're completely invisible. I mean, you can't even see that. They come in a pair in the box. Little foldable antenna that goes up. An adjustable wrist strap here that is rubber, so you don't have to worry about sweating all over this. But it does go against a plastic frame that is fixed. And what I mean there is, even though this is adjustable, the actual size of the device is not. The shape of this plastic body I'm pushing the max limit here for the width of a wrist. That barely goes over the top of my wrist. So whatever that value is to you for how I assessed the size of this device. Probably not meant for adults, but I don't really care. Now in the box we have some headphones. We'll talk about that option in just a few. We've got a couple of lithium-ion batteries, and we've got a couple of charge cables and charging bricks. Now, there are speakers built on here because there is an internal, they call it the internal Vox. I can speak directly through this. I can also hear directly through the watch. I don't have to use a headset, but if I'm tactically trying to shoot John, trust me, I am, I need a headset to be able to make that as quiet as possible so that John doesn't hear the secret code.
Begin laser ignition!
And I don't need John hearing that, right? I want to be able to go a little stealth mode, and that's what the headset's for. I want him to be goosed and have no idea where it came from. Speaking of not knowing where it came from, John, where did we get this? Amazon? That's right, Amazon. So this has been on the shelf for a while. We are behind. I'm not going to lie to you. It's ugly right now. There's a lot to do. You do have multiple channels, and that's important when you're trying to sneak and be stealthy or communicate like a little secret spy. If you had one channel, your mom's going to hear you telling the neighborhood kids what time you're sneaking out of your room. Mom! This thing gives you multiple channels so that you can pick a different channel and kind of stay somewhat safe. Now, your broadcast range is something that you want to be mindful of. These things work up to 2.5 miles apart. What's going to impact that are surfaces and walls and things that you're working through. I should mention we have a call button here on the device. It's where I can push and hold this to talk like a walkie-talkie. Power button here on the side that also works as your functioning menu button. We have a scan feature I can hit and automatically scan channels. Now, that's cool, because in a scenario like we were going to use it, I could kind of try to check in and get some spy activity on the other team. And then we also have channel up and down volume for on these as well. With our charge port here, a backlit LCD so we can see, are these waterproof? Well, no, we couldn't find that they are. So don't get too intense. Don't be, going down in the pond trying to sneak up and sniper somebody, because you're going to be radioless when you do that. It does have a watch feature and goes in 12-hour time. You're not going to get military time on this, sorry. It's not going to be that real. I'm going to put the other battery in. This is very simple to do. Let's see if this one has any juice. It does, actually. So, let's turn it on. Over here I can manually adjust my channel. Hit menu, and they're now both on channel 7. Hello, Peckerhead. Hello, Peckerhead. Can you hear me, Peckerhead? I'm going to let John go away from me, which is my favorite place for John to be.
Hello, darkness, my old friend.
And we're going to try to communicate like we're 8 years old, which will not be hard for us to simulate for you at all. John, I'd like to know if you can tell me what your favorite color is and where you are in the studio. Oh God, he said there's Charlie everywhere. That's funny, John. Hey man, instead of making jokes while I'm live here on the channel, can you answer the question? I'm going to make sure that it's coming through loud and clear. Favorite color and where are you in the studio? So as you can tell, it has a very toyish sounding effect to it. John's favorite color apparently is red. I don't think that's true. He's gone through 1, 2, 3, 4 walls. You can tell that it's not the clearest thing that's ever happened, but that's where the function of these headsets comes in. Now, we're going to plug this up and see how this impacts the quality of what we're doing. So, John, if you would, come stand near the camera. Let's see if the sound of this improves drastically with the mic. I'm going to point out that there is a talk button on this.
It's not really coming through.
Okay, let's try it again. The microphone might be on the back side of this device.
It was.
Okay, out of the box, the quality of the headphone is not it. I think you'd need to upgrade that piece. But what a headphone would allow you to do is instead of having this on your wrist and trying to maneuver a gun or whatever, an airsoft device. I don't think I can say the other word, an airsoft device, and you're trying to navigate this cord and do all this. What you could do instead is have this maybe on the backpack or right on the back and just have this cord here and give you some better functionality. The call button definitely works. Now I want to know, is this information coming through? Is this coming through? It's coming through. You're going to get a better sound quality than we do here live because John had it right by the boom mic. So you can go into the settings, you can turn off the call feature so that somebody doesn't get on your channel, hit a button, and then your watch starts screaming and tells everybody where you are. I don't know how, but they found me. You can actually mute that feature as well. One of the things that we found when using this is you do need to have a slight delay. Don't push the button and begin to speak. Almost take a 2 count. Hit the button and give it a second to make that connection to the other watch before you start. Otherwise, you're going to miss the first 2 seconds of what you're saying. Now, this has built in here, it'll alert you if the battery goes low. You can hit a scrambler function and it'll scramble the channel that you're using. Again, like we said, it has a digital clock. It does have 12 and 24-hour mode. You can go full on, Full Metal Jacket in this one if you want to.
Get on that horn and get some firepower, boy!
And 10 different tones or modes you can use for the call tone when you're called.
It's the wrong tone.
We're not real clear on how long it takes to charge this device and then expected use time, but to be very honest, we never use them long enough to drain them. I don't know, John. I mean, I think there is something very fun about being able to do this, communicate, and kind of, I don't know, it just seems much more fun and interactive toy-wise than it does like a phone. Obviously, I could have a cell phone and AirPods in and be out playing airsoft or paintball or whatever we're doing. There's just something much more interactive and fun about these watches. If you have any questions on these, feel free to reach out to us. Again, this is the FreeTalker wristwatch set, the RD008B. I hope that this was helpful, and I hope that you get these and let the inner kid in you yell at another inner kid 2.5 miles away. Maybe just hide this in your buddy's room and make him think he's got a ghost. That's possible too. I'm Nick with tech-Nic. We appreciate you. We'll see you next time.